I'm the itinerant voice actor Carl Bishop for Wise Brother Media. Today I have the pleasure of talking with one of the greatest singers, one of the greatest actors that I've ever experienced. His name is Meat Loaf.
I had to laugh at that introduction.
Well,
okay, go ahead.
his name is Meat Loaf. How are you today, Meat Loaf?
I'm okay. I don't think I'm the greatest singer, and I'm definitely not the greatest actor.
Well, I qualified it at the very end of the sentence by saying, for me.
Oh, okay, for you. I missed for you.
Okay.
I work hard at singing, but you know what? There's singers out there, Adam Lambert, but he didn't take me on Rocky Horror.
Yeah. Well, boy, I mean, you could say that you are, you work hard, but you don't think you're the greatest singer. But for what you do and the kind of expression that is Meat Loaf on stage, your artistry, no one does what you do.
Nobody can touch me.
Exactly. And that's what I was trying to get at there. And as far as being an actor, you started out in the theater. So you're a legit singer and actor in the theater. How did it go from making that? And that started with Rocky Horror. That was your first big outing, right?
Hair was.
Oh, Hair was. That's right. My mistake. So
on Broadway in '69.
And you were in the original cast, right?
Well, yes. So I wasn't in the original, but I went into the original.
Okay.
The original show.
Right.
Not the original cast.
Right. The original run of the show you were in.
Yes.
So we're here to talk today about a new album you've just put out. It's called Braver Than We Are. You know, as we both know, we live in a pretty shallow music pool these days where it's all kind of, where pop is king. It's really kind of lowest common denominator. It's not bad. I mean, like, there's a lot of great actors within it, like Bruno Mars, I think, and
Bruno Mars is by far my favorite, and I really like I like Taylor Swift a lot as well.
You and Jim Steinman, who you were working with again, who you worked with originally for Bad Outta Hell, you guys are throwing us into the deep end with this album now. I mean, this is deep stuff, and it's not instant gratification. No. I think it's beautiful. How is it being received in general? What's your reaction that you're getting?
Well, we started one record, we threw it out, and we went to this one. And when we went to it, I said, we're back to where people are either going to love it or hate it. And Jimmy goes, that's what they always do. And I said, you're right. Mm-hmm. And so some people love it. Some people get it and love it, and others hate it. And I've had people write me, this sucks.
Really?
And I write them back and go, you know what? It does to you now because you only heard it, you didn't listen to it. Mm. And I said, then I write them and I say, listen to it 4 times. And by the 4th time, you're gonna have a completely different opinion of this record.
That first track, Who Needs the Young, I swear, I identify with that track so much. I swear Jim Steinman stole it out of my brain. When I heard
it's the first song that Jim Steinman ever wrote at the age of 19.
Really? So that's not a current song. This is wow. That's an old track for sure.
Oh, 19 years old. And he wrote it in '68.
It seems so fresh and so relevant to today, though.
It's been fresh and relevant every year since 1968. And we've tried to put it on record after record after record. And so we just decided when we started this record, and I said to Jimmy, what do you think about opening with Who Needs the Young? He goes, we're completely different personalities, but when it comes to artistically, we're almost one person.
Wow.
We think exactly alike. And if he'll bring up something, I'm going, that's what I was thinking. And I'll bring up something, he goes, well, that's what I thought. And I said, I think Who Needs the Young should open the record. He goes, well, that's what I've been thinking. And so we cut that song, and then we didn't do anything for a while. And then we started working, and it was kind of it felt like a repeat of that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't want to do this. I want to do something completely different. He said, okay, let's use your low voice. Because you use it in theater some, and let's use your low voice. It's really dramatic. And if people really listen to it, I think the first verse of the song, Going All the Way, is the best thing I've ever sung on a record.
It is a great track.
But that verse, just that verse, dramatically, is, I mean, I listened to it, and I don't know where I was when I sang it.
It doesn't sound like the usual Meat Loaf that I'm used to, that everyone else is, and that's a great.
And that's what people were looking for.
It's great. It's a great part of your voice. Yeah. Now
they were looking for the normal Meat Loaf, and they didn't get it, so they went, "Oh, this record sucks."
Yeah.
And they haven't heard it. They didn't listen to it.
Well, that first track, Who Needs the Young, is full of. It's like the opening number of a great dramatic Broadway musical, like a point in someone's life, a young man's life, where everything's changing. It sounds like the beginning to a great show. One more thing before we get going, Meat.
Okay.
I've always been curious about this. How did you get the name Meat Loaf?
I got it when I was 4 days old.
Really?
I was born bright red, and I wouldn't get unread. Other babies are born red, and they put them under some lights for a couple hours.
Right.
And the redness goes away. But I didn't. I stayed red, and my father came in. I'm going to be my father.
Okay.
And this is what I was told. I mean, I don't remember it, but I'll be my father. He said to the nurses, I want you to take and put a sign on the front of that little cradle there in that little slot, and I wanted to say meat, because he looks like 9.5 pounds of ground chuck. And I'm sure the nurses argued with him, but my father was a policeman at the time, so he got his way.
Wow.
And then he said, I want you to put that cradle right in the middle, so when everybody comes up to look at their babies, they see meat.
Wow. But you've embraced it. That's great. That's so funny.
Oh, I had no choice.
Oh, God.
Listen, I did Shakespeare. I did 2 Shakespeares for the New York Shakespeare Festival. And I went to Joe Papp, who was one of the greatest producers of all that ever lived. And I said, maybe we should use my real name, because Shakespeare probably wouldn't use. And he turned to me and he said, "What, you think Bill wouldn't use Meat Loaf?" And walked away. And I'm standing there going, who the hell is Bill? And it was William.
Wow. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Bill Shakespeare. That's awesome. Now, the review that you got for it, tell me about that.
Mr. Loaf.
They called you Mr. Loaf. Mr. Loaf had a breakout performance in that production.
They said it was Raul, Julia, Mary Beth Hurt, and myself, and they said, Mr. Julia, Miss Hurt, and Mr. Loaf, they didn't like the play. We're the only 3 real people on stage last night. And I had never read Shakespeare. When I started, I had no idea what I was doing, but I can thank Mickey Rooney and the movie Midsummer Night's Dream, because I watched it on the midnight. They used to have the midnight movie on Saturday night in New York, and that was the movie that was on.
Wow.
And I watched it, and I went, oh, they're just talking. It's none of, people think Shakespeare's, dost thou not know wherefore thou goest into the night? Oh, fair maiden. And it's not. It's just like me and you talking. Just with, thou thinkest that this record should be thou favorite, whatever. And it's just talking.
Well, I doth think I've had a great conversation with you, Meat, and I thank you. I thanketh you for the great conversation.
Ah, thou art welcome, sire.
Well, there you have it. Another edition of The Itinerant Voice Actor with me, Carl Bishop. My little podcast that no one listens to, but everyone should. Special thanks to Johnny and Robert at Wise Brother Media, celebrity booker Paul Adamo, my partner in crime David Levin at Brainstorm Inc., and the super talented Noel Honig at the Drawing Room NYC. More episodes of The Itinerant Voice Actor coming soon. Thanks for listening.